What's up guys, welcome to Freedive Passion. Today I'm going to talk about whether or not it's a good idea to stretch before you freedive. I'm making this video because recently there's been some blanket statements thrown around about whether or not you should stretch before diving. In my mind, this isn't a tricky subject to tackle. All you need is a little bit of common sense to understand what the answer for you will be. The first question you need to ask is it important for you to be flexible for freediving? The answer of course is yes. A greater range of motion is going to allow you to use proper technique. It's going to allow you to be more streamlined. It's going to make lung squeeze much less likely. And it's also going to give you a greater amount of power through a greater range of motion. There is essentially no situation in freediving where flexibility is a weakness. Which leads us on to the second question. Are you as flexible in the morning as you are in the afternoon? Or are you as flexible before you stretch as you are after you stretch? For the vast majority of people, you're going to be less flexible in the morning and your muscles loosen up throughout the day. Also, for most freedivers, we freedive in the morning. So if you're freediving in the morning, if you know you're stiffer in the morning than you are in the afternoon, are you really not going to stretch because somebody's told you don't need to stretch before you freedive? For me, that would be nonsense. Now, there are some people out there who have a great level of flexibility. Some of it would be natural. Other people have been working on it for years. Okay, maybe they don't need to stretch before they freedive, but that's not the majority of people. That's the minority of people. Now, I'm not saying before you go freediving, you should do an intense stretching session like an Ashtanga series or hot yoga or a vinyasa flow. Of course, that would tire you out before your dive. Instead, use a calming practice like yin yoga and maybe some pranayama afterwards to warm up the respiratory muscles before you go diving. This will prepare your body, your mind, your respiratory system for deep diving without actually tiring you out. So the moral of this video is that just because a deep freediver or a top level athlete does something doesn't mean that it's the right thing for you to do, and it definitely doesn't mean that you should blindly follow in the way that they train. Chances are this top level athlete will have a different body, a different mind, a different history of athleticism, and most importantly, a different level of experience than what you have. The things that they are able to do now, or they are able to not do now, are the result of all the hard work they've done in the past, all the hard work that you have to do now if you want to reach their level. So take a look at yourself, be honest with what you can and can't do, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and you should make sure that the majority of your training is spent working on these weaknesses. If that weakness is flexibility, you better do a whole lot of stretching. And if you're gonna dedicate time to stretching, why not do it before your dive session? That way you've done your stretching and you're warmed up for your diving. So that's it guys, rant over. Until next time, take it easy and dive safe.